Hello everybody, Всем привет. Today we're going to work on the hero versus hero battle, like out in the fields. I still have not done the castle walls and ballistas and siege towers, all of that stuff. I haven't gotten to that yet. But we're going to go over what that looks like. So the best quick example, one of my favorite special case levels is Knight's Quest. So we're going to load that up and we're going to try and attack a hero. This is the current state of this when I started this AI chat. So it brings up the hero, but there's nothing done. So we can initiate the battle, generate the battle screen, but that's about it. That's what we got. So so I basically show it, okay, I want to make a battle screen like this, having the opposite heroes faction listed with the tent type. The tent type is different for each faction, and of course the letter is put on there in case you don't recognize the tent type. And then having the various creatures that are in the army associated with it. Okay, great. And so I just dump in a lot of my battle code, some of my documentation, and I talk about the hero's army is loaded into 5 slots. They can attack just like a neutral army, because I do have some basic AI logic in the neutral creatures that probably needs to be improved at some point, but for the most part, it's functional right now. Sometimes they attack the strongest creatures, sometimes they attack the weakest creatures. It's not exactly the same as in the Heroes of Might and Magic original, but I think I can tune it later on to be pretty close, if not identical, to the game logic. But for now, the enemy hero's army should compute their effective attack, defense, and morale and luck based on the enemy hero's stats. Otherwise, the battle happens as normal. Fastest creature goes first, etc. And then the battle results screen, winning a battle against a town, castle, or an enemy hero is worth an additional 500 experience. It applies only once. A battle against a hero in a castle still gives 500, not 1,000. So just adding that bonus on there in a very verbose fashion. And then I forgot, when hovering over the opponent hero tent, the question mark cursor is used. A left click on the enemy hero tent click box will bring up the general menu for that hero, showing the portrait and effective skills, but all buttons except exit will be the darker clicked variant. And clicking on them produces no action except the exit button works to exit the general menu. The right click on the enemy hero tent click box also displays the general's menu, but only while the right mouse button is held down. So, oh, that skipped all the way to the end. Hold on. So anyway, it goes through, does all this processing. It's a long process, continues, comes up with some different things like right tent rectangle for like the hit box. Battle prestige XP is what it assigns to the 500 XP that you get in either a hero battle or a town battle. Enemy hero index to show the correct picture. Has enemy hero is like, is there actually a hero in this battle, or is it a neutral creature battle? And this also triggers the type event open hero versus hero. It adapts some of the things that wouldn't have applied necessarily to neutral creatures like luck and morale. It just adapts those, makes those a little more robust. Anyway, it gives us all these files, and it was pretty good and close to functional. So why don't I see what that looks like? So this is called record experience bug. That's what this build is called. So I think that something went wrong with the recording of the experience in this bug. So That seems like that matches what my prompt is here. He had a better roll for damage there. By the way, let's check this. Yep, that works. That works. That was left click and right click. I'll maximize my attack on this guy because I'm gonna probably win this battle pretty handily. Okay, so I got my 630 experience and he disappeared. So this actually looks okay. Did the experience actually get recorded? Yeah. He had 0 experience to start though. I don't remember that. So what was the bug? I had one hero attack an enemy hero and kill half the troops before losing. Then I had another hero attack that hero and win. When the battle started, the enemy hero had full troops, so the enemy hero troop losses, likely experience, were not recorded for the enemy hero when the enemy won the battle, but also some lost troops and gained experience from my killed troops. Level up could also technically happen for an enemy hero after they win the battle, so I added in the level up files. Why don't we try and lose a battle here and see what happens? Oh yeah, we're toast here. I gotta fix the morale icon is a little too far. So, oh, I should have at least tried to kill something there. That wasn't smart. Let's just try again, and let's try and kill some of their troops and then lose Knight's Quest here. Alright. Okay, so that worked. Now we need to just damage some of their troops here. So let's take out these guys. And take out some of these, but lose. And did I actually... Were my archers at 10 when we started? I wasn't paying attention to how many I had at the beginning. Okay, so I lost. I had 9. Okay, I guess I had 9 somehow. So, let's recruit. How about Gem? She'll be fine. A little beefier group here, and let's see. Yep, see, they reset. So, let's see if we can attack this way. Yeah, so that's the bug, that it's not saving the creature damage at the end of the battle. And oh, I guess there might have been a bug with I don't know why I gave it hero pool. I think it was asking for something about the window. Oh, it's the pool. So when the hero loses a battle, they're put back in the hero pool. So I gave it the logic for that as well. So it said, oh yeah, okay, here's the logic for return hero to pool. Great, did all of this. Copies both armies to left units and right units, separate objects, but any mutations during combat never write back to game state heroes. So that was the root cause of the bug. Nothing in the existing code ever committed those survivors back, so every subsequent battle opened against any hero started with their original full army. So fixed a little bit, gave a right size, earned XP, prestige XP, and enemy 1 only calls right signs earned. Check and apply level ups to apply the level up to your enemy. And we didn't need a window to show that, so I think, but no results screen is shown for the enemy hero, right? We shouldn't see it, it should just happen in the background. And correct, it doesn't, so that's fine. Okay, great. So let's see what that build looks like, just quickly test it. So I think there's still an issue with tooltips, but let's just test the intermediate build and verify that we're doing okay here. So we're gonna get slaughtered here first, after we take a few of their guys out. Okay, high morale of our archers. This one's going to be too easy to beat them, but maybe I'll lose the next one. Yeah, I'll lose the next one. I'll test to make sure this works. So we got our 630 experience. Now we're going to lose this one. And do some damage first. Okay. So let's go back here. Recruit a warlock of some kind. This should be a strong enough army to do some damage at least. And yep, see the creatures are now. So that looks good. I'm happy with that. I did not check what the tooltip bug was though. Shoot. So we can just do. Actually, we can't do it with claw because we need to check hero versus hero battles. So we do need to do Knight's Quest again, which is the DOS map that has heroes spawning outside of the castle, one of the few. So what I'm noticing on the tooltip here is that this hero has 1 attack and 2 defense, and this creature still has 5 and 3 as their base. This one has 1 and 1. He's got 5 and 3. Actually, it's 6 and 5 because this knight also, Lord Kilburn has 1 and 2 for the attack skill and defense skill. So you can see that number in the parentheses there. This is the effective attack. So it's not being computed correctly for this. The number in parentheses isn't factoring in that bonus. So that's the last bug that I want to fix here. So I'm saying the tooltip for the enemy hero's army is not showing the effective stats of the creatures. It is not adding the attack skill to the hero and the defense skill of the to the creatures, and not updating the morale and luck. Can you take a look? Found immediately. Blah blah blah. The bug has this draw creature tooltip and draw creature view dialog have the identical hard-coded 0 for right-sided units. So it basically, instead of the hard-coded 0 that I'd had probably for neutral creatures, it's now replacing it with the effective value from the enemy hero. So I think I was pretty happy with that, and I just update the documentation with it. Let's have a look at the final build and just verify that that did work. So we're going down to Knight's Quest here. And we got a knight versus a knight. And yeah, look at that. So the values in parentheses are correct there. they're correct there. So I'm happy with that. That was a good fix. And I'm also going to cover the signpost event and the rogue encampment trigger. So for the rogue encampment, we have, let me pull this up where, actually let's talk about the signpost first. So the signpost doesn't show up in very many levels, but it does show up here in Knight's Quest. The signpost is actually just this, right here, whatever that is. There's no event on it right now because we haven't created it. If I show you very quickly what it is in the original game, on the GOG version, new game, standard game. Blood Rain is near, and this is Blood Rain. So this basically like searches for the nearest town, probably whatever town gate does, and then prints the sign name. So took a screenshot of that and said that's the behavior of the signpost. And we also have another bug I should show you quickly. So we will go to Badlands for this bug. Yeah, now we got the spawn we wanted, so that's nice. So I'm just going to take you to the rogue encampment here. I guess it's called, that's probably the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 name is Rogue Encampment. It's called a Wagon camp in Heroes of Might and Magic 1. So we're going to this structure here. And the bug we have, so the first 3 tiles of this are all AA. And did that not... Oh, that's not loading somehow. That's weird. That is very weird. That's not loading. Let's try that again. We're going to try once more, and if it doesn't load, then we'll have to chalk it up to something else strange, but... I don't know what I would have done to break events like that. Oh, you know what it is? It was that I don't have any free slots in my army. That's what it was. So the middle tile is always supposed to trigger. Okay, it's actually not working. That's so weird. Okay, it must... Well, why don't we try... Let's try the fixed build here and see if it works there, because it should. It's the wrong... If this got broken somehow, I'm going to be kind of annoyed. That's one of those weird AI quirks that something will break on you because the AI decides to randomly change it or change a signature or do something strange. And it's just straight up the danger of vibe coding. So you have to constantly be vigilant and you have to constantly be testing and watching. So if it did break it, I can go look in my code and figure out where, I can check and see where to blame. Okay, that's working. That's nice to see. wow. It's broken in all of these builds. Okay, so that is interesting. Well, let's test this one and see if the signpost at least works. And I'm going to have to add the rogue encampment or the wagon camp to my list of bugs to fix. So let's go to Knight's Quest here. Signpost reads, Night Shadow is near. And we can't yet see what the town is because I haven't implemented the right click, but Night Shadow is the name of that. So the signpost is functional, and we have a bug in the wagon camp. But what I wanted to do for wagon camp was, so each of these codes is AA, and each of those tiles is triggering a rogue encampment recruitment event, but only the middle tile should. So can we check if it's the middle AA tile to trigger the rogue encampment event? So let's please make these minor changes. And so it made some changes to add this center tile guard, and I assume that this is broken now somehow. So I'm gonna have to retest probably a lot of my creature recruitment functions, and I should go back and look at what actually happened here, because something funny, this looks like the right logic. You're checking for a file, or you're checking for the tile, and then you're checking is the one next to it AA, and the one on the other side of it is that AA. If that's the case, then open the event. Otherwise, return false. So we're basically just blocking off those different ones. I'm going to go back and see if there's like a further back version of this that might work, that I could demonstrate the bug at least. Shoot. Well, do we have any more? Is there another wagon camp nearby? Oh yeah, there's one right there. Okay, well, good. We'll go to that one. Wow, it's so broken. When did this even happen? I'm having to go back a ways in my builds here to find something that works. All right, let's just go back to the first more modern build that I have. I'm just going to try once more and see if I can detect when this happened, so that I can figure it out. It's so weird that that's broken. I'm gonna have to test the nomad tents. What is going on? It's broken on everything. Gosh. Okay. We can go back even further. This is not what I expected to happen in this video, but that's kind of the fun, is figuring out where things broke. Let's see. Let's try this one. This is a ways back. Go to Badlands. See where we spawn. Okay, well, that's not too bad. It's weird how well you get to know the maps when you're debugging things like this. I mean, maybe it's actually not weird. It's just a legacy effect. there's no room for a garrison in the army. Well, let's fix that for the dwarves. But the bug is that you're not supposed to be able to recruit from every tile here. Like, it's like there's actually three wagons in the wagon camp, and you're not supposed to be able to recruit from all three. So this is the bug that I thought I was fixing, and I didn't realize that somewhere else it had been introduced. So I was able to recruit 107 rogues. That's a pretty nice early game advantage. And now they're all empty because I recruited them all. And it's not playing the right music. So somewhere since this build, and I will have to go back and look, that event got broken. And so I thought I fixed it, but I didn't test it as well as I should have, or maybe I just forgot to test. I don't know. I might have had something going on. I don't know what the excuse is, but obviously it's broken when I'm trying to demo it on a video. So that is going to need to be fixed. So the bug that I had with the wagon camp, when I was playing around with the genie lamp recruitment, the genie lamp is actually a pickup tile, so you stand next to it and place the route X marker on the tile and double click, and it picks up that tile instead of moving onto it. And that's how the genie lamp works. That's how resources work. The nomad tent and the wagon camp were broken by whatever logic I used in that. So I think somewhere in my game main I removed the walk-on tile logic for the lamp, and I must have also removed something that triggered the walk-on tile logic for the wagon camp and the nomad tent. So anyway, I just dumped all my code and a little bit of the events documentation in, and just explained when I land on the tile AA, which is 0xAA is the hex byte 8 value for rogues at the wagon camp, and it's been broken for a number of builds. I didn't notice it. And then when I retested it on video, it of course didn't work. So anyway, it was giving me the flavor text, so the event was triggering, but the actual recruit screen was not coming up. So I probably changed something in game main CPP, or maybe it was an order, and it went and looked, and basically it found that the open map recruit block is just missing in the second callback. So so wagon camp is a walk-on tile, and it needs to fire from walk-on callback, but it was only in sentinel callback, which is where the genie lamp was. So I had somehow deleted it from my walk-on callback, and that's what had happened. So basically it added it in, handled it, and let's just test this out here. So we don't have any room for a garrison's army. Well, let's fix that. How about we get rid of these guys? Okay, so we're able to recruit those. And then another bug that I had fixed, and I think I was maybe trying to demo this in the video where I found that it failed, is that this is the entrance tile, but I was actually, since all three of these tiles are actually 0xAA in the map editor, I was getting 3 different possibilities to recruit rogues. So I was basically having 3 rogue camps right next to each other with no struggle whatsoever. So I'm also going to run down really fast into the desert here and see if I can hunt down a nomad. And just test a few other things along the way, just for amusement. So we didn't find anything at the skeleton. Let's see what happens at the Daemon Cave here. Yes, we have to pay 2,500 gold. Let's skip the ghost battle and let's dismiss these guys and see if we can buy some genies. Yep, that all worked. Okay, great. New week. Skip this battle. And we just got to get up here to test our nomads. No room for a garrison in the army. Well, goodbye, Phoenix. Who dismisses a Phoenix for nomads, right? So there's nothing there. And this is the entrance tile. And we got our nomads. So we have a bunch of these, and I've actually been wondering what happens if all neutral troops +1. Okay, that is cool. Normal morale. Okay. Actually, I wonder if that's right. Is that correct? All neutral troops. I should have a +1, I think. I think I should have better than normal morale with that. So that's interesting. So maybe I have to look at that. Maybe I found a new bug. Always fun.